No controversy around that. Alexander Usyk violently KOs Daniel Dubois. I called that the other day. Yeah, easy work for Alexander Usyk. Generational great. We already knew that, but, he's one of the best heavyweights to ever do it. Yeah, he's in the top three, I think, now. Very possibly he is in the top three. You can't even argue with it. He's absolutely unbelievable. Skill for skill, he possibly is the best heavyweight ever. Either is Usyk or Ali, who's skill for skill, the best heavyweight to ever do it. It's either one of those two. He's absolutely unbelievable. Completely destroyed Daniel Dubois, completely outboxed him, levels above, outboxed him, then brutally KO'd him. Just easy. Dubois couldn't keep away from the left hand. Usyk literally took away the jab of Daniel Dubois from the off. There were all these stats before the fight saying, he landed 10 jabs in that first fight against Alexander Usyk, then in total 59.5 or whatever in his fights against Hrgovic, AJ, and Miller. And Alexander Usyk just took away that jab from Daniel Dubois once again. And once that wasn't there, he couldn't get past Alexander Usyk whatsoever. Dubois couldn't do anything. People were saying in the build-up, the jab for Daniel Dubois is going to be a big factor here. It was nowhere to be seen the whole fight because Alexander Usyk shut it down with ease. That southpaw lead hand of Usyk, it is dangerous. Look, I honestly feel like Usyk is, he's got nothing to prove. I feel like he is absolutely elite, absolutely class. Honestly, he's just an unreal talent, and we should all be grateful that we've been able to witness him. To be completely honest with you, he will be missed when he is gone. No questions around that one that time. Dubois also hit Usyk with a low blow earlier on in the fight as well. Usyk shrugged that off. So, Daniel Dubois didn't even really go to the body at all. But again, it's because Alexander Usyk was able to shut down that lead hand of Daniel Dubois, and he was just unable to follow up with that backhand to the body. Dubois was unable to go to the body. Usyk's movement was just too good for him, and Daniel Dubois couldn't pin him down to the body whatsoever. Dubois, got the odd shot on upstairs, but again, Usyk just shrugged it off and didn't get hit with it again, and just came back with a counter whenever Daniel Dubois came back at him. I thought the second round showed that Dubois kind of landed a good shot on Usyk to start. Then Usyk came back with some counters for the rest of the round. Then in the third round, Dubois started well, landed two decent shots. Somehow the odd person gave Dubois the round because he landed two good shots, but Usyk was just getting his counters through and his jab through for the rest of that third round. Then the fourth round, you could tell, Usyk was really in his momentum. Then in the fourth round, Usyk was landing some big shots, to be honest with you. Some good whipping left hooks around. It was a very good round for Alexander Usyk, that fourth round. And you can always, I feel like a lot of us fans, when Usyk's almost got you out of there, you can see it. Like Alexander Usyk, the round before he gets you out of there, and obviously he didn't get Fury out of there in the ninth, but we saw it in the eighth round. Usyk was able to, hurt Fury bad in that round. He caught him with some big shots, and you could tell, okay, something's coming in. Then in the ninth, we saw that against Fury. And in the fourth round, you could kind of tell, all right, Usyk probably is going to stop him in this fight. And then that's exactly what happened when they went out in the fifth round. He's just unbelievable. He's just absolutely unbelievable and just levels above all these guys in the heavyweight division. No one's beating him. I feel like it should be Joseph Parker for Usyk next. But again, he's not beating him. He's not beating him. Honestly, I don't think anyone in the heavyweight division beats Alexander Usyk. He's just too good. And, 38 years old, he's still fighting like a young man. You can tell, of course. People are saying, Daniel Dubois is a changed guy. But was he really though? Was he really? Let's be real. I feel like, I've always said it, Parker would beat Dubois, Caballero would beat Dubois. I feel like we need to see one of those to at least fight Usyk before he retires. Obviously, he was naming Chisora, Fury, AJ, stuff like that. He did name Parker as well, though. But yeah, it's got to be Parker or Kabayel for Usyk just before he retires. I mean, he doesn't even need to fight again, though. Usyk, he doesn't need to fight again. Like, he's got nothing to prove. He's now a 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. No one's done that before. No one's done that before. So, nothing to prove. He's done everything that can be done. He's in total in his career, he's a 3-time undisputed champion. Once at cruiserweight, 2 times at heavyweight. No one's done that. Nobody has done that before. Alexander Usyk is just different to all these guys in the division. Absolutely levels above, and is a generational great, and is one of the best to ever do it. Honestly, took away everything from Daniel Dubois there, and I mean, he just never gets hit with the same shot twice. He never gets hit with the same shot twice. It's unreal, to be honest with you, the way he's just able to adjust. And he just adjusted really, really, really well tonight. And I said it before the fight as well. Usyk's seen what Dubois can do. Usyk saw the best of Dubois in that first fight. And he just took every single thing away from Daniel Dubois in this rematch. And left no doubt. Came in heavy. He came in heavy this time. You could tell when the weight came in, he wanted to bloody make a statement, and that's exactly what he did here. Dubois and Don Charles, they were crying and crying and crying about that, low blow. It was a low blow. They were crying and crying and crying about it. There's nothing to cry about anymore apart from that Dubois was beaten. You can't cry about any controversy now. Usyk completely has Daniel Dubois' number and just then in that fight beat him easily than what he did with Chaz Witherspoon. So, like that was easy work for Alexander Usyk. Absolutely easy. Beat him easier than Chaz Witherspoon. So, there's not much for Usyk to do now, but he doesn't need to fight again. He wants to. He wants to. And that's great because, we all want to see Alexander Usyk keep fighting. He's a ridiculously entertaining fighter, and he's so unique to the rest of this heavyweight division. He is absolutely unreal. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Thank you all for watching. What an unreal fighter Alexander Usyk is.